Hurricanes and tropical storms can absolutely impact the price of gas, but after seeing what they're predicting for this year's hurricane season, spoiler alert, they're saying it's going to be the worst in like 2 decades. The government is warning of a serious risk to U.S. oil production, which obviously would jack up gas prices. Now, before I tell you all about what they're saying, I want to thank my subscribers for voting for this story as the bonus this week. If you want to vote too, make sure you subscribe to my page during my next live event, or you can follow these steps and you can subscribe right now. Okay, so let's start with the 2024 hurricane season forecast. The Atlantic hurricane season runs from June 1st to November 30th. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration's National Hurricane Center is predicting above normal hurricane activity this year with between 17 and 25 total named storms. 8 to 13 of those are expected to become hurricanes, and 4 to 7 of those are expected to become major hurricanes of categories 3, 4, or 5. Last year, there were 20 named storms, but only one hurricane made landfall in the United States. But because of where it fell, it had no impact on oil production. But the Energy Information Administration is warning that's probably going to change this year. Why? Well, because the storm prediction numbers are much higher than normal, and according to the EIA, most of the offshore crude oil in the United States is concentrated in the Gulf of Mexico. So there are lots of oil rigs here, sort of in the Gulf of Mexico, and then there are a bunch of refineries. You can see them there with the red dots along the Texas and Louisiana Gulf Coast. Now, the EIA says those refineries here are responsible for producing like millions of barrels of oil per day. And guess where hurricanes like to travel? Right here into these warm waters of the Gulf of Mexico, and they shoot over here and here and here. And what they do is they knock these oil rigs and oil refineries offline. Those knockouts can happen for days, weeks, or months. So you can see here in 2005, 2008, and 2021 during Hurricanes Katrina, Rita, Gustav, Ike, and Ida, oil production in the United States, when those hurricanes hit in those general oil production areas, right there, 1, 2, and 3, big drops in oil production. And obviously, that drop in production resulted in higher gas prices. Obviously, no one can predict where future hurricanes are going to ultimately make landfall, especially not right now, but the EIA is making an educated guess about the risk to oil based on the National Hurricane Center's above average storm prediction for 2024. They believe that at least one of those storms is going to impact at least one of those U.S. oil facilities. And if that happens, not only does it grind oil production and refining to a halt, which impacts the supply of oil and gas and the supply chain, but hurricanes affect demand, especially for the people in the path of the storm. You often see their consumption spike up because they're worried there will be a gas shortage, so they over-purchase gasoline. And all that contributes to higher gas prices, not only in those local areas, but also nationwide.